He angles his head and tries to look down, but carefully. Too sudden a movement, he was warned, and the water will seep through the harness. Slowly, yes, slowly. There, the corner of something. Using the ball of his foot, he pushes himself off, back into the current. Then he sinks again, making contact with the seabed, raising the lantern to eye level. 6 feet or so from the ship's remains, he just makes out the dark corners of a crate. The blood pulses loudly in his ears. This is it, he is sure. He edges slowly forward, puts one leg in front of him, then another, his feet dragging through the water. He jumps as something brushes against his shins, and lowering the lantern, he watches seaweed dance around his calves. The crate balances precariously on a large rock. He inches closer, raises the lantern again. The X he painted on its side when the ship left Palermo is clear, even in this deep aquatic dark. For a moment he marvels at how easy all this has been, but then the lantern flickers and dips before flaring once again, and he knows that now is not the time to dawdle. Releasing the twine from his wrist, he places the lantern between 2 hunks of wreckage so it will not turn up in the current, then unhooks one of the ropes from his arms and begins the painstaking task of securing the crate. He must be careful. There is no room for error, and the rock is a blessing, it seems, for without it, he would have struggled to lift the crate from the seabed at all. As he works, small fish dash and dart about him. At one point he stops, strains to hear within the tin plates of the harness. Is that singing? No, it is the water sickness, it must be. Was he not told that staying under too long can be deadly? But so soon? He works fast now, as fast as he is able, with the harness weighing him down. He wraps the rope around the crate 4 times, and though his fingers are stiff with cold, he ties knots so tight the rope will need cutting free. When he is satisfied, he pulls sharply on it. Once, twice, signaling to the surface. The length jumps, slackens, becomes taut. Then, triumphant, he watches the crate ascend in a cloud of billowing sand. He hears the muffled groan of wood, the sluggish surge of stirring water, and, so quietly he believes he has imagined it, the soft, haunting, almost whisper of a woman sighing. London, January 1799. Part 1. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. John Milton, Paradise Lost, 1667. Chapter 1. Dora Blake has been hunched over her desk since dawn. The stool she sits on is too tall, but she has become accustomed to its awkward height. Every now and then she lays down her pliers, removes her spectacles, and pinches the bridge of her nose. Often she kneads the knots in her neck, stretches her back until she feels the pleasant crack of spine. The attic room is north-facing and offers little light. In frustration, Dora has moved her desk and stool beneath the small window, for this is intricate work, and her lone candle is not fit for purpose. She shifts uncomfortably on the hard seat, replaces her spectacles, and applies herself once more, doing her best to ignore the cold. The window is open at its widest, despite the New Year chill. Any moment she expects Hermes to return with a new treasure, something to crown this latest creation of hers, and she has opened his cage door in readiness, the remains of her stolen breakfast scattered beneath the perch, to reward what she hopes will be a fruitful morning's hunt. She sucks her bottom lip between her teeth, angles the pliers against her thumb. To replicate Canatil was ambitious of her, but Dora is, if anything, an optimist. Some might call this optimism mere willfulness, but she feels her ambition is justified. She knows she has a talent. She is positively convinced it will be recognized one day, that her designs will be worn all across the city. Perhaps, Dora muses, the corner of her mouth twitching as she eases a particularly tiny wire into place, across Europe. But then she shakes her head, tries to pluck her lofty